Hi everyone, and today we have a first time listen to the Steve Miller Band, and we're going to look and listen to Book of Dreams and the song Sacrifice. Uh, Now, this is a song that I absolutely adore, of course, that's why it's being played. No reactions on YouTube. This has been studiously ignored by all the reaction channels. Probably because it's not one of the big top 20 singles off the album. Songs like Jet Airliner and Jungle Love, those are the ones that get all the coverage. But Sacrifice is a beautiful song. It's got so much atmosphere to it. For me, it captures all that I like the most about Steve Miller Band. Um, an interesting band of the late 60s and through the 70s. I think they're still going strong to this day, aren't they? I don't quite know what people think of them these days. They got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016, and their greatest hits album has sold 13 million copies. So, yeah, that doesn't sound too bad to me. Uh, Nevertheless, I really do like Sacrifice, and the three albums are basically The Joker, Fly Like an Eagle, and Book of Dreams are my kind of Steve Miller Band go-to albums. I suppose they're everybody's really, uh, but they were important to me in the mid 70s, and it's nice to feature them on the channel today. So let's listen to Sacrifice. The album was released in May 1977. Got to number 12 in the UK and number 2 in the States. Very successful. Okay, here we go, and this is Sacrifice.
Back home, all those miles that we had roamed, still can see your pretty hair. When I come back, will you be there? You flew away like a kite. I hope you find your light. I pray they treat you right. What a sacrifice. The love with you, but I found out that you weren't true. You made me feel so nice, ready for wedding cries. Then you said no dice. What a sacrifice. Looking back on time that's gone, I realized I might have been wrong, but making
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Um, I've always loved that song, and it gives him a chance to solo a little bit, particularly sort of like a bluesy solo. By this time, they were quite pop, I think, weren't they? Steve Miller Band, pretty poppy, and yet back in the '60s when they first started. From what I gather, I haven't heard much of the '60s stuff, but it was quite psychedelic and quite out there. And I think Capitol Records gave them quite a big advance to sign for them. Um, and I think George Martin had something to do with it as well. Certainly, he suggested that they shorten the name from the Steve Miller Blues Band to just the Steve Miller Band. And of course, Mr. McCartney played on Sailor as Paul Ramon played bass and drums. And so, if you've got Paul McCartney playing with you, then you must be doing something right. And I remember in the early '70s, just about when I first heard The Joker, I I mean, I'm a bit behind the time here, so I just moved to South Africa. I remember walking around the Durban harbour, believe it or not. I'd soon after I'd emigrated there, and somebody lent me a copy of The Joker, and I had played it the night before, and these songs were just whirling around in my head, and I always think of the Durban Harbour and the Durban Esplanade when I think of the Joker and Steve Miller Band, and they kind of had a mystique for me. I'd heard that Boz Scaggs was an original member of the band. I'd heard that Paul McCartney had played on one of his albums. I thought he was some mysterious guitar god. And then, of course, out came the Joker, and then Fly Like an Eagle, which is an incredible album. And the mix of blues and pop and the way he used the synthesizer to create all those textures and sounds, really quite fascinating. Plus, of course, he had hits as well, so it was a great time for him. Um, it was a really good time for me as well. I enjoyed these three albums, and they really did something for me in the mid '70s. And I'm keen to hear what you guys think. Were you Steve Miller Band fans? Are you Steve Miller Band fans still? The song, again, you know, I love my history and I can't find out lots about this, but the song was written by Curly Cook and Les Dudek. And all I can find out is that Curly Cook was the original guitarist in the Steve Miller Band back in '67. And he took ill and had to pull out, and he was replaced by Boz Scaggs. And Les Dudek was guitarist in around about '75. Did he play on this album? I don't think so. Um, So, how these two guys got together to write this song and eventually get it to Steve, or perhaps Steve heard it when they originally wrote it back in the day, I don't know. Um, but it sounds like it's a Steve Miller Band song, but it's not written by Steve, so it's interesting. Um, and Yeah, what happened to those guys? It's interesting stuff, and I like my history. And when I don't have all the answers, I get a little bit agitated. So if you know anything about this, all please help me. Please put some info in the comments below so that I can find out a little bit more. I'm just thinking I've got another reference book that I haven't looked at yet. I might have a look in that and see. I should have checked it beforehand. I have a book called um, The Rock Family Trees. Has anybody seen that? It's fascinating, and it mainly deals with late 60s bands and um, leading up to 1980, 81, 82. And oh, what's the author's name? Frame, somebody Frame, Pete Frame, Rock Family Trees, and he lays out this history of various bands and how they interlink and intertwine. Um, I'm sure Steve Miller Band's in that. I should have checked it beforehand. I'll have a look now just for myself. But if you get a chance to have a look at the Rock Family Trees with Pete Frame, well worth well worth buying. Fascinating stuff. They all fold out, so you've got a two or three sleeves because he needs that much space to put in all the information. Um, very, very good. But anyway, that is that. I've rambled on a little bit, but there you go. Good music makes me do that. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like it if you have. If you're new to the channel, we've got lots of videos on playlists linked. Um, Please subscribe if you're new and you think this might be something you might enjoy, because we do a video every day. So please subscribe. And if you want to support the channel in any way at all, have a little look at the Buy Me a Coffee that is linked into the channel. But that's it for now. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed doing it. I've enjoyed listening to Sacrifice, and I've waffled on a fair amount. But I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Have You Heard, which will be tomorrow, because we do one every day. But until then, cheers, everyone.